Hey everyone! In this class we are exploring some back bends, in particular our Raja Bhujangasana, our King Cobra pose. We're going to be opening through the spine quite a bit, as well as the shoulders and the hips. And the pace of the class is going to be a little more mellow, a little slower, so we've got lots of time to sink into the body, sink into the breath and the mind. This is a short form version of a longer 60-minute class that we have in our Patreon account. So if you are curious about giving the full length class a go, I'll leave that down below. We go into the sequence in a little bit more depth, as well as include some yoga philosophy, in particular focusing on avidya or ignorance. And one more thing, we are doing a 14-day meditation challenge at the beginning of July in our Patreon account. So if you wanted to deepen your meditation practice or start it, this is a great place for you to do that. So I'll leave the link down below for 50% off your first month with the Patreon group. We're going to get started on our bellies. And once you roll yourself down, bring your forearms down, Sphinx pose. So forearms parallel with each other. And there's just a little squeeze of the glutes here and a little tuck of the tailbone. So that just means that we're not kind of compressing too much into the lower back straight away. We're still quite active. You might like to point your toes as well. And even though this is technically mostly an upper body movement, when we point our toes, the legs kind of come into it too. Roll the shoulders back and down, creating space between the ears and the shoulders. Broadening through the collarbones. And let's take another kind of 5 or so breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you haven't already, maybe closing down the eyes. Starting to take that journey inwards. Take one more big breath in. Can you push your hands down into the ground, lift the chest a little higher? As you exhale, lower your chest down to the ground. Bring your hands underneath your forehead. And then squeeze your right foot into the glutes. Big breath in. Exhale to hold. Push your hips down into the ground. Engage the glutes. Inhale to lengthen the leg. Exhale to pull it in. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Hold the foot in. And then take your right hand around to hold onto it. Maybe keeping your forehead stacked on top of your left hand. And keep your hand clasped around the ankle. Just lift yourself up onto your left forearm again. So you're kind of in this half Sphinx pose. Your left hand might be turning inwards a little more here. As you inhale, can you feel your right foot pull away from you? That's going to roll your right shoulder back a little more. And then as you exhale, lower the right shoulder down. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Let's go 2 more. Last one, hold at the top. And then lower yourself down onto your belly again. Stack the hands together, lower your head down. Start to bend the left knee, squeeze the foot into the glutes. Take one more breath. Can you push your hips down towards the ground, a little tuck of the tailbone here too. Inhale to lengthen the leg. Exhale, squeeze it in. 3 more. So we're getting the hamstring a little more engaged, as well as the glutes, which is going to be important when we try King Cobra later on. Hold foot in close to you, and then take your left hand around to hold onto the ankle. Keep the left hand around the foot as you lift up onto your right elbow. So you're coming into your half sphinx again. As you inhale, pull your left foot back. Doesn't need to be big. Exhale, come down. Inhale, open up. Exhale to lower. Let's go 2 more. Your right elbow is assisting you here as you push it down. Inhale, hold, lift up. And then lower yourself down to the ground. Bring your hands by your ribs. Inhale, push up onto your knees. And as you exhale, travel your hips back towards your heels, child's pose. You might even bring your hands down by your sides. They might hold on to your feet, your ankles, your heels. And just to counter that extension through the spine, we could find some flexion with rabbit pose. What you'll do if you wanted to try that is you'll lift your hips up away from your heels. You'll lift the head up, tuck the chin in, bring the crown of the head down to the ground. So you're kind of looking towards your feet, and your aim is to pull on the hands as much as you can to broaden through the shoulder blades. One more breath. Then lower yourself down to the ground. Walk your hands forward. Use your next breath in. Round through your upper back. Shift your weight into your hands. As you exhale, tuck onto the toes. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. You might like to pedal out to your feet here, dropping one heel down, dropping the other heel down. Maybe you shake your head to no, nod a yes, letting go of any tension through the neck. And then come back through center. Use your next breath in. Sweep your right toes high, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, bend the knee. Squeeze the foot in towards your glutes. And then open your hip up so the knee's kind of pointing towards the sky. Can you imagine you had a marker pen coming out of your knee? You're going to take some big circles with the knee. Taking it up, around, back through center. Just moving the hip bone within its socket. And then swapping direction of the circles. Lengthen your right toes out long, breathe in. As you exhale, roll forward, right knee towards the nose. Step the right foot in between the hands. Lower your left knee down. Untuck your left toes and then lift yourself up through standing. Interlace your fingertips together and then try hug them in front of your knee or your shin. Sink your hips forward and you're going to try pull on your hands as much as you can to encourage the hip to drop. Couple of breaths here. As you inhale, you might pull back slightly. As you exhale, pull the hands into the shin. Let's go about 2 more breaths here. And keep the interlace of the hands. Just bring them on top of your thighs. Lift yourself up a little. Push your hands firmly down into your leg and press your left shin down into the ground. And notice when you really drive it down, you open quite a bit through the left hip flexors. One more breath. Tuck your back toes, breathe in. As you exhale, lift the left knee off the ground, back leg is long. Lift your arms up above your head, breathe in. Exhale, little back bend. Squeezing shoulder blades back. Lengthen your right leg, breathe in, hands by your sides. As you exhale, lean forward. You can kind of imagine your pyramid pose here. Back to high lunge, inhale, lift up. Exhale, open. This time, frame out your front foot. Inhale. As you exhale, step forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Feet about hip width distance here. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. You might bend one knee and then bend the other knee, shifting from side to side. And then bring hands or interlace your fingertips again, but you're going to bring it to the back of your head so that the thumbs travel down the back of the neck. Kind of pull some weight into your hands and start to roll up through standing. So taking a full breath to get up to the top. Once you get to the top, inhale as you open your elbows wide, lift the chest. As you exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades back, little back bend. Inhale, come back, tuck the elbows in. As you exhale, you curl through the spine, lower yourself down into forward fold. Halfway left, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, bring the hands down, step back into your plank. Shift your weight forward on your breath in. As you exhale, Chaturanga, come down onto your belly. Untuck your toes, either Sphinx pose or Cobra pose. Inhaling, lifting up, lifting the chest. As you exhale, tuck toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Okay, let's try that sequence on the other side. Sweep your left toes high, three-legged dog, breathe in. As you exhale, bend your knee. Squeeze your foot in towards your glutes. Okay, so you're really getting your hamstring active, and then lift your left knee high towards the sky. Remember that little marker pen. Take those circles with the knee. And see how connected you can get your calf towards your hamstring on your left side. Swapping directions of the circle. Inhale, lengthen your leg long, point your toes. Exhale, roll forward, left knee towards the nose. Step the foot in between the hands. Right knee comes down. Untuck your right toes. Lift yourself up. You're going to interlace your hands again. Bring them in front of your shin, and then sink your hips forward. So using the breath can really help us soften and deepen into these potentially sensitive positions. I know for me, my hip flexors can be quite tight, so I need to remind myself to soften the breath. Bring the hands on top of the thighs, lift yourself up a little. Big breath in. As you exhale, firmly push down with your hands and then drive your shin down as well. There's a little tuck of the tailbone here too. Really getting the front of the right hip flexors. Tuck your right toes. Breathe in. As you exhale, lengthen your right leg, lift the knee off. Reach the arms above your head, inhale. Exhale, little back bend. Lengthen your legs, inhale, hands by your sides. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, lean forward. Inhale, back to high lunge. Exhale to open. Bring the hands down, frame out your front foot, breathe in. Exhale, step forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring the hands behind the back of your head again, tuck the elbows in. Take about a breath to come up to standing. Once you get to the top, inhale, open the elbows wide. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades back as you push your head back into your hands. Inhale, come back, tuck elbows in. Exhale to lower down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down, step yourself back. Moving through your Vinyasa, maybe coming back into your Cobra pose. Or if you wanted to try your upward facing dog, bringing the knees and the hips off the ground, you're most welcome to. Okay, we've got one more sequence each side, using some things we know and some things that are feeling a little new. Breathe in, sweep the right toes high, three-legged dog. This time just keep the right leg long. Exhale, roll forward, right knee towards right elbow. Step the right foot outside the right hand. Lower the left knee down and just check that the right knee is stacked on top of the right ankle. Inhale as you reach your right hand forward, drop the shoulder down. As you exhale, backstroke your right hand towards the back of the mat, twisting the chest to the right. If you felt like a little more, bend your left knee. Maybe your right hand will be able to hold onto it. Release the foot, tuck left toes, inhale, lengthen the left leg, reach your right hand back towards your left foot, exhale to hold. It's kind of like this reaching pyramid. Let's flow those movements. Inhale, start to reach forward, bring the knee down. Exhale to open and maybe bind. Inhale, come back. Exhale to land. One more. This time holding in your bind. If you've got the foot, use your next breath and pull your foot away from you, open your chest. If you don't have the foot, just reach your right hand back a little more. As you exhale, drop the right shoulder down slightly. Two more, inhale, open up. Exhale, drop the chest. Last one, open up, breathe in. This time, hold for your exhale. You might say here, if you felt like something different, release the grip. Try connect your right hand and your left foot together and push your left heel towards your right hand as much as you can. You should really feel the back of your hamstring here. One more breath, keep rolling your right shoulder back. Tuck back toes, breathe in. Exhale back into your reaching pyramid. High lunge, but just the right hand lifts. Inhale, arm up. Left hand stays down, and if you felt like something different, as you exhale, left hand to left thigh, little back bend. Stalk pose, shift your weight into your right foot. Left knee lifts up, inhale. As you exhale, wrap your hands in front of your left shin, pull it close. You might stay here or tuck your head in. Maybe nose to knee. Maybe forehead to knee. Nice, come back through center, lift up, inhale. Exhale, land to the left foot. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down. Flow through your vinyasa if you want. Okay, one more time on the other side. Sweep the left toes high, inhale. Exhale, roll forward, left knee to left elbow. Step the left foot outside the left hand. Lower the right knee down to the ground. So again, just check left knee is on top of the ankle. You've got sufficient space to drop your hips forward. Left hand reaches forward, breathe in. Drop the shoulder. Exhale, backstroke, left hand around. Maybe the right knee bends and you can hold on to your foot. Tuck back toes, breathe in, lengthen the leg. As you exhale, reach the left hand back towards your right foot. 2 more times, inhale. Big sweep of the hand. Exhale, hold. Inhale, tuck back toes. Exhale to reach. Next time your left hand is reaching back, maybe it holds a foot, hold. Pull your right foot away. Inhale, left shoulder rolls back. Exhale, drop forward. 2 more. Hold at the back. Option to release the hand, pressing the right foot towards the left hand. Try squeezing in as much as you can, getting the back of the hamstring. 1 more breath. Tuck your back toes, inhale, lengthen the knee, lengthen the leg. Exhale, reach forward. High lunge, but just the left hand reaches high. Inhale, lift up. Right hand by the side, or as you exhale, back bend, right hand behind on the thigh. Stork pose. Shift your weight forward into your left foot. Inhale, right knee lifts. As you exhale, hands in front of the shin. Squeeze your knee in. Maybe you curl through your upper back. Inhale, release, lift up. Exhale, bring the foot down. Tadasana, recenter. Lift your arms, inhale. Exhale to fold. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, final vinyasa. Let's meet in child's pose. Inhale, roll yourself forward. As you exhale, come down onto your belly. Setting up for our King Cobra. First option is to come back into Sphinx. Second option is to hold your Cobra pose. King Cobra is this, just with your knees bent, your feet trying to touch towards your head. So if you're taking that option, just really push the hands down, squeeze the glutes, open the chest, roll the shoulders back. You might walk the hands a little closer towards you, open the head, and then start to bend the knees, squeezing the feet in. When you're ready, just releasing. Let's come back into child's pose again. Well, King Cobra is quite a challenging back bend. So if you notice it felt challenging, then that is why. It is quite hard to get your head back and your feet towards
your head. It's also hard because you can't see where you're going, so you're like, I don't know if my feet are, 1 centimeter away from my head or like 1 foot away from my head. You just gotta trust, right? Okay, press yourself up. Shift your hips to one side. We're just going to finish with a forward bend to each side. 2 options. You could go for Bhujangasana, which is with your right foot connected to your left inner thigh, right knee out. It's a little more accessible. Second option, which I'll do, is our Vinyasa. So your right knee will be pointing high, right toes facing forward, foot about a fist distance between you and your thigh. If you're taking this option, you'll shift your chest forward, trying to get the right shoulder in front of the right shin. You can either reach your hands out to the side, or you can find a bind, taking hands behind the back towards the right hip. Just take about 5 breaths here. Trying to get the head in the direction of the shin. Just lift yourself up. Swap your legs around. So again, either going for your Bhujangasana or you could go for your Vinyasa. Big breath in, lifting tall. And then as you exhale, shifting forward, trying to get the left shoulder in front of the shin. Maybe taking the bind too. Coming back through center. For the remainder of our practice, we're either going to head into Shavasana or you could stay up in a seat for a kind of a seated meditation. If there are any final movements you'd like to take before we rest for a couple of minutes, go for it. You might like to twist each side or, I don't know, feel into the body, see what it needs. Eventually, when you do land somewhere in a position, close the eyes back down. And slow the breath coming in and out through the nose. If you had a little longer, this is where you might like to stay and rest or sit for a few more minutes. If you would like to finish your practice here, maybe rolling up into a seat, closing down your eyes again, thanking ourselves for this time to move in our body and potentially dropping into the mind, into the more subtle parts of ourselves that we can't see or feel, but we can listen and hear for it. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out, let it go. Thank you so much, my friends. I can't wait to practice with you again sometime soon, whether that's here on YouTube or on Patreon. Thanks again.